Hello and welcome to my reaction to the new DC graphic novel Solicitations. Now, these are graphic novels primarily for children and teens, so middle grade and young adult. But I enjoy a lot of those. Some people would say it's the late adolescence. I say pretty much entire culture is the late adolescence, so I attempt to bring an adult perspective to these things as C.S. Lewis pioneered with the Chronicles of Narnia. Hopefully, some of these things, while not as good as Narnia, will definitely have some symbolic and theological and philosophical and moral slash political weight that you can analyze. So the first announcement is actually from back in July. Have a couple things. Harley Quinn's Bud and Lou. This one is a clear as Harley Quinn is by someone named Ben Head. I do not know who that is. We also have DC superhero. Teen Titans Go on TV. This is by Amanda Diebert, who's done a lot of shorts and TV tie-ins. She is married to the artist who did the covers for Smallville season 11. I can't remember, but I did meet her, and she's a very good artist. And Agnes Garbaska, who does great art for that. Jimmy Olsen's Super Cyclopedia by Gabe Soria and Sandy Jarrell. That one is a cool concept. I don't know many of these people. DC's Misfits of Magic by Matthew Dow Smith. You've got Enchantress from Suicide Squad and Zatanna as teacher. That's kind of a fun concept. And this one's happening in May. And the last one, of course, is Kanga Yu by Shali Fish, drawn by Yancey Lamet. And this is the one I actually pulled up this for. So I'm going to switch over to the Penguin Random House site for this. The tests and tournaments indicating possibly that Kanga Yu is an ongoing series of graphic novels, which would be kind of fun. Shali Fish has a real gift for writing things completely appropriate for kids, but also a lot of rich interaction with the history of DC and literature and other things. It's a lot more layered than a lot of things that are designed for kids, so I appreciate that. I am pleased that they keep giving him stuff to do because I almost always really enjoy it. Why can I not move? I want to see. There we go. The solicitation says, is Jumpa, Wonder Woman's kangaroo, ready to hop into action? Wonder Woman's home island of Themyscira holds many surprises, the most adorable having floppy ears and long tails. Kangas are companions and partners of the Amazons, beloved steeds and protectors of the next to their bonded warriors. So that's kind of a symbiotic type relationship between Amazon and kangaroo. On the island, a school exists to train the next generation of Kangas for the many battles and challenges of the future. And it's finally here, Bonding Day, the long-awaited time when Amazons are matched up with newly trained Kangas to make the perfect pairs. This special event only happens once every 20 years, but this Bonding Day is unlike any other because this is the year when Princess Diana, the only teenager on Themyscira, will choose a Kanga for the first time. Jump has been training hard to compete in the tournament of Kangas when all the Kangas get to show off what they can do. She knows that she has what it takes to match with the princess. The only catch is her friends Skippa, Ruth, Goldie, and Big Red are all determined to do the same, and the competition is fierce. When Ares arrives on the island with a threat that forces the festivities to be cancelled, Jumpa must convince her friends to work together for the good of Themyscira to protect the princess they admire. So honestly, a while back, they released a book called The True Amazon. I want to say, let me double check. Yes, Wonder Woman, The True Amazon. Now, this came out in 2016, so that was actually 24. So this is actually, 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, they did this graphic novel, Wonder Woman, The True Amazon. And before that, they did the excellent series called Legend of Wonder Woman, which is probably one of my favorite retellings of Wonder Woman's origins in World War II. The True Amazon was an attempt to show that Wonder Woman was actually spoiled and she caused either the death or serious injury of another Amazon, and that's why she had to become a hero to make up for that. That is not a bad story, but I find it very uninteresting. It'd be similar to saying that the reason Batman became Batman is because he caused the death of his parents, or Superman became Superman because he killed a boy in Smallville and felt he needed to make up for that. It it feels like something they wouldn't do to Superman and Batman, and I don't think they should do it to Wonder Woman either. I'm not saying that Wonder Woman has to be perfect, but I'd like her to be less flawed in that annoying way. Kanga sounds much more interesting with Diana as an inspirational young figure and all these fun Kanga characters. I'm curious to see if they're going to be anthropomorphized so much that they speak. They seem to have personality and dresses, but I don't know if that means that they're just going to have personalities and be speechless. We'll have to see. But this sounds really cool. It also is much more interesting to me than all the Super Pet stuff where Crypto and that's partly because I think those are overdone and they tend to be done by writers I strongly dislike, like Martin Russell or Peter Tomasi. Charlie Fish doing that would probably be much more interesting, but Charlie Fish doing something kind of more obscure like the Kangas just feels very whimsical, and that really appeals to me. So I am very excited about Kanga U. I'm very much hoping to get that. Next, we have Teen Titans Starfire. I have here the um, this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and the reason I put that up is because the editions that I've been getting, now I only have Beast Boy Loves Raven and Robin, but I do, as you can see from the stickers, have the Barnes & Noble exclusives. I like the covers on these better than the original covers. I'll show you the original cover of Starfire, which is good. All the covers are by artist Gabriel Piccolo, so it's never false advertising. It's always the same artist. So here's the original cover. It is pretty. I just like the attitude more in the Barnes & Noble exclusive with the roller skates and the upside down. And it'll match my set. The first two books I think were a little weaker, but these, starting with book 3, which is Beast Boy Loves Raven, they've gotten really good. And the reason I brought this up is because of our last announcement was just dropped today, which is the fall 2025 kids graphic novel lineup, including some early readers. So there are 6 graphic novels coming out in fall 2025. The first one is Superman's Good Guy Gang, and it looks like Hawk Girl, Superman, and Guy Gardner. This honestly, the it seems sort of like the Superhero Academy or Secret Hero Club. I have it. Let me get it. Okay, so it's called Secret Hero Society, and they had a trilogy, and there's actually more of these, but they switched creative teams, and I bought it because I really like Dustin Nguyen's art, and he stopped being the artist. So these are the Dustin Nguyen books about the Trinity, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and you've got some Flash and Harley, other stuff too, but it's primarily those 3, and they have adventures in a school and camp, kids stuff. So this Superman's Good Guy Gang seems like a Superman focus with some more obscure characters. And I like this art style, very energetic. The choice of Guy sort of having that funny energy. I think this is honestly going to be pretty fun. Looks like we also have a Lex with a McDonald's drink at the bottom there. I actually am kind of interested and excited about this. And this is in July as well. Next, we have Kid Flash going rogue, Steve Fox, Jerry Gaylord. I don't know those people. This art style is fine, but doesn't seem quite as interesting or energetic or unique as Rob Justice's. Kid Flash and his uncle Barry Allen, aka The Flash. Although I like Ace's connection to Wally a bit better, but that's partly because they were written so beautifully in Christopher Priest's. No, sorry, Christopher Priest did write a great Ace, but Jeremy Adams wrote Wally and Ace together, and I thought that was really good. So Barry Allen, aka the Flash, team up to teach a teenage group of rogues, Golden Glider, Pied Piper, Trickster, and the Top, an important lesson. But is Kid Flash the one who has most to learn? And they do call him Ace, so that's good. Nice to see that sticking. Both Christopher Priest and Jeremy Adams have tried to make that stick. I think it's a really good idea, taking a very poor decision to try and duplicate Wally, but make him different, and just making him a new character named Ace. I mean, nicknamed Ace, and having like a really cool set of his own friends. And he's using some of Barry's rogues, like Pied Piper, of course. And these are all the rogues from Flash are beloved as semi-anti-heroes. Steve Fox apparently wrote Spider-Ham. Honestly, the more I read about this, and the fact that they're using Ace makes me kind of much more interested. So this I might also check out. Now, this one is both cool and kind of sad. Let me just open this in a new picture so you can see the whole picture. This is Supergirl Cosmic Adventures in the 8th grade. I actually believe this is a reprint. I have Supergirl Cosmic Adventures in the 8th grade, which was re-released a little while back. This is a beautiful little series of young adult / middle grade adventures with so much warmth and creativity, and the art is just so appealing by Eric Jones, who unfortunately died 2 years ago, which is why I believe this is a reprint. This one, because it's 8th grade both times, I don't think it's a new book. I think this is just a reprint with a new cover. I wish they would make it clearer. The description is exactly the same as, yeah. So I am pretty sure that this is the same. Yeah, it's got the same villain. So this is a reprint of this classic book. If you don't have this already, wonderful pickup. Very like good, solid, like coming of age moral stuff with Supergirl. Really creative. It's so good. It's the kind of silly stuff that you might see in like a Silver or even a Golden Age Superman story, but done with a kind of modern humor that to me makes it more palatable. I struggle with those Golden Age because I feel like they were trying to play it straight when a little bit of humor would have made it feel less like I was being given a story that expected me to be stupid, but instead it's a stupid story, but done in a way that we're both laughing at how stupid and fun it is. So different people have different perspectives. Some people really love those Golden and Silver Age stuff. I am not some of those, but this takes that and makes it palatable to me. And more than palatable, just really delightful. Andrew Walker is really good at writing stuff. So definitely pick that up if you don't already have it. Birds of Prey, The Origins. Now, this one, just from the cover, we've got some problems. We have Barbara Gordon, so that's good. And she appears to be Oracle in a wheelchair, also good. We have Black Canary with black hair. Now, I understand that Black Canary does have black hair in the original, but I like it when she dyes her hair blonde or has a blonde wig just because that's how I came in with the Gail Simone Birds of Prey run. We also have Huntress, and I love the fact that she's got the purple dress with a white cross trim. That is one of my favorite things about her design, whether it's the questionable but cool looking Jim Lee design or the Rebirth costume or even the black t-shirt with the cross on it from Grayson by Mikel Janin. I think it might have originally been designed by Tim Seeley, though. Like this Huntress looks cool. Huntress is one of my very favorite characters because of the Gail Simone Birds of Prey run. So I am happy to see the classic trio. Unfortunately, we also have Harley Quinn, and I am sick to the back teeth of Harley Quinn being added to the Birds of Prey. She has Gotham City Sirens. She has the Suicide Squad. She has her solo book. She is paired with Poison Ivy. She does not need the Birds of Prey. And if you don't think the Birds of Prey can sell without her, then I think you're doing Birds of Prey wrong. They sold without her before. Not in huge numbers, but consistently. They had their fan base, and if you didn't spend too much money on them and you just made it consistent, it was fine. Now, Sarah Shepard is famous for doing the Pretty Little Liars series, which of course is a TV show that people like. Apparently, you get 2 extra seasons on Max, so 9 whole seasons. That's a lot. Stephanie Pepper, I do not recognize her name as artist. So this is a mixed bag. It really depends on how much they feature Harley Quinn. Even if it's equal between Harley, Helena, Barbara, and Dinah, even if they all get the same amount of development and cool stuff to do. I am just not happy that Harley keeps being put on the Birds of Prey. That frustrates me. And side note, I also think that the current run of Birds of Prey has so many bad decisions, from the washed out nostalgic. Birds of Prey is a 1999 series. It did not have the kind of washed out Bronze Age colors that they're trying to use on it. It is incredibly frustrating that they're taking something that should be bright, neon, exciting action colors and turning it into washed out, faded stuff on purpose. Pointless. I also don't like the writing. And this is coming from someone who first found Kelly Thompson through Rogue and Gambit Ring of Fire, which is one of my favorite Marvel books. I cherish that trade. I liked her Mr. and Mrs. X. I liked West Coast Avengers. After that, actually I liked her Black Widow too. So like she's done a lot of stuff I liked. Since she's come to DC, her Birds of Prey has just pissed me off, from including Harley, and being very rude to people who wanted actual Birds of Prey instead of this movie abomination casting. I don't like it. I don't think it's well written. I don't like the artistic choices. It's just full of too many things that make me think that it should not be called Birds of Prey. If you want to call it Gotham City Sirens, if you want to make a new team, that is fine. Birds of Prey is a specific team with specific characters with specific history together, and the way they're doing this is brand destruction, and I hate it. Now we come to something I'm much more happy about. This is, of course, Teen Titans by Cami Garcia, illustrated by Gabriel Piccolo, and an art team. Now, Gabriel Piccolo has the style, but he has a whole layout team and colorist, so I don't want to hide all the great work that all the other people are doing. Called Teen Titans Together. This is going to be the finale. It looks amazing. You've got, Beast Boy, you've got Raven, Damian and Dick as your Ramens, Starfire, the sister Max, sort of adopted or foster sister of Raven, and Cyborg. So I am betting Cyborg is going to be introduced in the Starfire book so that they can all come together, as possibly gets a bigger focus. But I think this is going to be them all coming together, probably all beating Deathstroke and his team. Now, that's why I showed the early one, because the early one's coming out next month in November. I'm very excited to pick it up at Barnes & Noble. I'm assuming that this will also get a Barnes & Noble exclusive. This is an awesome cover. I am hoping that the Barnes & Noble exclusive cover is just as awesome, and I can get that one to complete. Well, not complete a set, because I don't have the first two, and I'm not really planning on getting them. But it says Hive has been experimenting on teens with superhuman abilities, and Corey Anders was next on their list. So that, of course, is Starfire. Dick Grayson, Raven Roth, Garfield Logan, Max Navarro, and Damian Wayne get to Los Angeles to save her before Slade Wilson found her. But should she trust these strangers? After all, they've accused Herman's fiance of abduction, experimentation, and torture. And Corey's new friend Victor Stone has a summer internship designing next-level prosthetics in Edge Labs, a company funding Hive. To make matters worse, so I guess that's a Morgan Edge reference, Superman lore. Maybe they'll meet Superboy at the end of this book. To make matters worse, Corey's sister Kira is working with the organization and singing their praises. Hive has a plan for taking down Raven's demon father Trigon. They've got a plan for training the next generation of superheroes. They've got plans for everything. Lines blur as the teens struggle to decide what to do. Hive might be their greatest ally, but at what cost? Can the Teen Titans pull together a plan before they fall apart? Yes, they will. It's the Teen Titans. When's the last time they failed that hard? Well, I guess Suicide Squad writer in Rebirth, but no one likes that run. So, very excited. Finale of the book is possible. I mean, this series sells really well. It hits number one a lot. It's possible that it will go longer, but they've been saying for a while this is the final book. So I hope it's a good thing. I didn't read the Nubia original one, so I'm not planning on reading the new one. Spooky. I think this is a repackaging of old books. I don't understand why they're selling it in July instead of next October, but that's the choice they have made. So, all in all, actually, this is a pretty good crop of stuff I'm interested in. Definitely buying Teen Titans Together. I will check out Birds of Prey, the Origins, to see if it's any good, but the inclusion of Harley just. I won't buy this because I already have it, but I encourage everyone who doesn't have it to buy it. It's really good. I will be checking out Kid Flash Going Rogue, and I will be checking out Superman's Good Guy Gang. So, a lot of stuff to check out, a lot of things to buy if you are so inclined and have the funds. That's been my reaction to DC's young adult and middle grade and the new category early reader. So early reader, middle grade, and young adult graphic novels. Check them out, and I will see you next time.